Hello and welcome to Dingoes Ate My Podcast. This week we're discussing the episode of Angel entitled Belonging. I'm Paul.
And I'm Dave.
Alright, so this episode originally aired May 1st, 2001. And Dave, do you have any guess on how many people might have been viewing this episode at the time?
I'm hoping kind of sticking around the typical numbers of around, what usually is it? Around
We're,
one,
we're normally
four?
around 4.5 million.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Though, I suppose with the subject matter and the bit from there, I wouldn't be surprised if it might have been down.
So this one is actually, I'm pretty sure, like bang on the season average at 4.56 million.
Oh, there we go.
Yes. So, let us go through a few things before we start talking about the episode. So, let's start off with video games. In 2001, specifically.
It was a year.
It was indeed a year. Yes, it was. So, for this week, what were we playing? Unfortunately, there's only one game that comes out between now and the next episode airing, but I think we can be okay with that because it's a banger. A little game came out on the Nintendo 64 called Mario Party 3.
Ooh, very much needs.
Yeah, that people might kind of like that series. Although
Indeed.
I don't know if I've ever played 3. Because I haven't
There's a
played.
good possibility because I had it, though whether or not we actually played it whenever we hung out.
That's possible. I know I've played the first one, and I played one of the ones on the GameCube, but that's about the experience I have with Mario Party. I never really got into them.
Hmm.
Like, I rented the first one when it came out, and I was like, oh, that's fine. And then I kind of just didn't bother after that.
Because aside from yourself, you need other people to actually somewhat fun with a Mario Party.
Yeah, they're not great single player experiences. Anyway, moving right along, we have the number one movie in America this week. Any idea what it might be? Early summer 2001.
Hmm. Well then,
I'll give you a hint, Dave. There's a wrestler in this movie.
ooh, I'm not sure if that helps or if that just sends my brain spiraling into some crazy things.
Although I don't know how many people
The only
know.
one thing, the only one thing that I could think of that would supposedly fit within the time period, I believe the title of it was the Scorpion King or something like that with Dwayne Rock Johnson.
Oh, you're so close. um, it's actually The Mummy Returns, where he makes his first appearance as the Scorpion King.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, the Scorpion King came out next year.
Oh, no. I vaguely remember hearing a bit about its particular story.
I don't think I've seen any of the Mummy movies, to be completely honest.
They're fancy enough adventure romps in those sorts of cases.
Yeah, it's one
Kind
of
of
those.
depends on how much you like the main actor within it.
It's one of those series I've always wanted to watch. I've just never got around to it.
Hmm.
And finally, well, not finally, but moving on to number one song in America this week.
Hmm. I believe there was still that one from last week. I don't specifically remember it too well, but yeah, if I remember the band right, they supposedly might have hung on to their position.
It is still All For You by Janet Jackson, yes.
Hmm.
Shocking absolutely no one.
Well, supposedly. In some other people's cases, they're just like, who?
I mean, I feel like I don't know music, but I know the name Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
So I feel like pretty much everybody does. Anyway, we're going to add a few new categories this week. Well,
Oh.
we'll see how long some of them last. So, Dave, any idea who the WWF champion was at the time?
Uh, So bringing one back with this particular one.
Yes.
And as it is with any of this particular wrestling stuff, there's bits of knowledge I know of,
I'm
but
gonna I'm gonna give you
nothing that
a
I could specifically name.
Dave. I'm gonna give you a massive hint. We're about this was early May, right? So we're about a month past WrestleMania 17, and you've seen the main event for that show.
True, but it's also possibly been either a couple weeks to a couple of months since the time I've seen that episode. So either forgotten or just has not retained any information about it.
Fair enough. April 1st, 2001, Stone Cold Steve Austin would win the world title from The Rock and also turn heel, which, was a terrible idea in retrospect.
To be brutally honest, that was the one name that immediately jumped to my mind, and before I could actually say it, you gave the answer.
Oh, I thought you were done. My bad.
Nah, no worries.
Alrighty. So, well, I would ask you who the WCW champion at the time was, but they went out of business.
Yeah, no, I suppose that around that time, that was kind of when that happened.
Yeah,
Like, I
because
vaguely heard bits of information about it, but yeah, not too much in the loop.
yeah, well, like they announced the purchase like the week before WrestleMania 17.
Hmm.
And I would ask you who the ECW champion was, but they had also gone out of business.
Hmm.
So, let's move along to the episode.
Yes.
Okay. So, Cordelia has won a role in a national commercial, and the Angel investigation team celebrates at an expensive restaurant. They jokingly ask Cordelia not to forget them when she becomes a big star. She assures them that she can never do that as long as she continues to receive the increasingly painful visions. Angel shows his discomfort with the modern world when he balks at the menu and the cost in the restaurant. Angel makes a scene when he grabs a woman wearing a shawl that he mistakes for a witch's garb, forgetting the let's say clientele of the restaurant. Moments later, Cordelia discovers that the food she had aspired to eat is not that great as she throws up on the floor of the restaurant.
As it happens, either that or it was just a bad night and someone in the kitchen messed up the order.
That's possible. The next day, Wesley speaks with his parents on the phone, and his father disparages everything Wesley says. Although we don't actually hear his father talk, we just get Wesley's reactions to everything.
Yeah.
Showing how disconnected their values are, Angel makes an appearance on the set where Cordelia's commercial is being shot, enjoying the fake sunlight effect of the beach scene. The director asks to see Cordelia in just her bikini costume, and then makes rude comments about her appearance, diet, and desirability. Angel is ready to kill this guy for Cordelia, but she just wants him to leave and stop damaging her career, as Angel does not realize that the rules are different in this world that Cordelia wishes to work in. In his world, Angel and Cordelia are saving the world. In the acting world, Cordelia is a piece of meat, and Angel is an unemployed musician.
Which, as it stands with my particular position on that, rude in all cases of the word, and just, ugh. The entire scene was just, ugh.
Oh yeah,
Yuck.
the guy's a total dick. I don't think you can make an argument that he's not a dickhead. Anyway, Gunn's friends, George and Rondell, arrive at the hotel, requesting Gunn's assistance with a vampire problem. They're a little annoyed with Gunn that they have seen so little of him recently in their world since he is always helping Angel now. Gunn is willing to help, but just then Angel returns with news on the Hacklar demon they're tracking, and Gunn's friends are put on hold. Angel expresses his worry for Cordelia to Wesley and Gunn. At Caritas, an ugly gray demon enters through a portal that opens in the club while the host is singing Superstition. Angel and Wesley return to the hotel after killing the Hacklar demon to find Cordelia in the aftermath of her embarrassing job experience. The director made it clear that she is really just there for visual purposes, not her acting abilities. Lauren visits the hotel. He is there to request the aid of Angel Investigations to kill the Droken demon that arrived unexpectedly at Caritas. He stresses the importance of killing the demon, and as it is a man-eating demon, probably very hungry. They agree to help, but just then Cordelia gets a vision of a woman in a library and a portal opening behind her. Gunn returns to the hideout of his gang to be met with angry, accusatory stares. George has been bitten by a vampire, and they don't know if he'll be coming back undead or not. At the library, a description of the woman and pendant Cordelia saw in her vision is given to a librarian. The woman recognizes it, but says that its owner, a woman named Fred, short for Winifred, has been missing for 5 years. While investigating the area where Fred disappeared, Cordelia finds a book in an odd language and reads some of it aloud. The hostess worried as she sounds out the text and tries to say something a few times. Suddenly, a portal appears in the library, and a large green demon, similar to the host, appears. The host recognizes the demon as Landok, but he isn't excited about it in the least. Landok identifies the host as, oh, okay, I'm going to try not to butcher this, but I make no promises. Krevlor Swath of the Deathwalk clan. And the host admits
Pretty
that
much got it.
and the host admits that the two demons are cousins. Landok questions the host's disappearance from their home dimension, but the host has no interest in returning. He is at home on Earth, while his cousin just wants to get back to his own home dimension, where everyone is expected to engage in hunting and gathering, and other pursuits have no place. The Droken demon becomes the focus again as Landok offers his help and expertise to track and kill it. On the streets, Gunn confronts Rondell, asking that they saying that they should have waited for him to attack the vampire nest, but Rondell makes it clear that they've been waiting for him for far too long. While searching for the Draken, the host tells Angel about his homeland, painting a very interesting picture. With the help of Landok, the gang is able to locate the Draken, and Angel and Landok go after it. The demon has a woman he's holding for food, and the gang must save her. Landok is fatally bitten, the bite being venomous to his kind. A big fight ensues with the demon as it runs off after the woman. Wesley and Angel battle as best they can against the demon. Angel finally kills it by throwing a sword through its throat. Outside, Cordelia reveals that she can get Landok back home for a cure by reading from the book. She's not sure how positive she's about it, but sorry. She's not sure how positive she is about it, but she is. Gunn and Rondell burn George's body on top of a stack of wood, sad for the loss of their friend. At Caritas, Landok reads from the book, and after a portal opens and closes, Landok is gone. As the gang muse over the latest adventure, they find Cordelia has vanished. Cordelia wakes up in an unfamiliar territory, realizing she's in a whole new world. So, what did you think of this episode, Dave?
One, it's definitely interesting with just some of the basis of the story, just all the little elements that they added within of everyone's sort of thoughts and ideals of how things are kind of going at the moment, and then the additional aspect of, oh hey, magical portal things coming through it, with demon first coming through it, the warrior coming through it, and then Cordelia accidentally going through it at the end. It's just a case of, this is going to be a fairly interesting series of episodes, most likely, because it's starting to go into the not exact, well, I suppose to an extent, to going to a whole new world sort of storyline. It'd be interesting to sort of see how it goes from here.
Yeah, so this is the first part of basically like a 4-part arc that ends the season, and oh, it's gonna be good. We're gonna get to meet a new. Well, we technically did meet a new character in this episode in Fred, but
Yes.
she will get more time in the coming episodes, and she's great.
And then, of course, you can never lose anything within the episode when the host of the singing bar is one of the characters in it. Just his entire interaction at the library when they're searching around for the book, running into the receptionist there being like, oh my gosh, you're here to read books for the children, aren't you? I think you went a little crazy with the horns, though.
It was so good. She's like, that's not until tomorrow morning. And it's like, oh yeah, I came to check out the space first. It's so
Just
good.
it's amazing.
It's great. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. And we're gonna get to see Lorne's home dimension, which will be interesting, and potentially meet some of his family.
Warrior character was anything to kind of go by. It's kind of a case of hmm, hmm.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Alrighty. So, international titles for this episode. Unfortunately, neither of them are terribly good, but what are you gonna do? So, excuse me. Uh, in French, it translates as origins, and in
That'll
German,
work.
it translates as the portal.
No, surprisingly enough, French kind of has it this time, since depending on how it's going to go with the other episodes, it kind of gives the start of this entire four-part series, or it gives a bit more of idea to the host's home dimension sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to get some origins about a few characters in this arc, so it is kind of fitting. I don't know if it really necessarily is for this episode, but it's a
Hmm.
perfectly fine.
But no, as it is, I think I prefer the English's belonging, since it kind of focuses more on the particular thoughts of the entire world-saving crew that we have at the moment, just with how things have gone on within this episode.
Yeah, yeah. Alrighty. So if there's nothing else, next week we'll be discussing the episode Over the Rainbow. Cordelia is inadvertently sucked into a portal and ends up in Pylea, the host's former dimension. She is quickly enslaved, but when her visions manifest in public, she is thought to be cursed. Back in Los Angeles, Angel, Wesley, and Lorne try to use every available means to try to get to Pylea to rescue Cordelia.
Oh boy, we're gonna be seeing a new dimension and possibly doing some portal jumping.
Yes, we're going to do some portal jumping. We're going to see a new dimension, which shockingly looks like Earth, just slightly more, like, less developed.
Hmm. Well, I suppose if you're gonna go a certain route and you only have so much within the budget, that's about as much as you can do.
Oh, like, absolutely. And I mean, the sets and everything look cool because they have, like, I want to say it's almost like a Wild West kind of feel, but not quite. It's like everything looks good. It's just I kind of wish you had done something maybe a little more. I don't know. Anyway, until next time, I'm Paul.
And I'm Dave.